Hello. Oh my god, hold on. I need to have a way smoother transition for this. Let me put up my mouse over here. Anyway, hello. Happy Sunday. And I kept my word and I'm gonna play the super horrifying horror game 2 nights in a row. So that is awesome. Um I am having I can't oh, is it because there we go. Okay. I was gonna say I can't listen to the game, and it's probably because I have the volume all the way down, so I don't get terrified. Let's turn this up a little bit. Oh, anyway, happy Sunday. I'm chilling. I just took a shower. I relaxed. I prepped some water. I ate a oatmeal cookie I made last night, and I have some coffee with me, so I can fully relax and not be tense or ass tense. Playing this game. Also there's like this thing for stealth, or like there's a game for story. There's a mode for story mode, and then there's a mode for normal story, like normal difficulty. I picked normal and I can't switch back, so that's gonna be really fun. um, so yeah, but tonight's plan, it's honestly the same. We're gonna play Soma for a little bit, and then we're switching to Baldur's Gate so we can like really ease it out. Or I could also do this game called, it's the demo, but I could also play Dead as Disco, because I feel like that game's really good. It's really cool, and you know it literally takes your mind out of anything that you're thinking of. Dead as Disco can do it too. um so yeah, welcome, happy Sunday. Hope everybody has had a good weekend so far, and that tonight is super chill and you guys get to fully relax. And if you weren't here yesterday, last night we started playing Soma. I went to the doctor's appointment and I got the brain scan, and I woke up in the submarine, or like the aquatic base or something. Um I explored a little bit, and then I'm in this random room with the snail looking enemy NPC, and I have no idea what to do now. So I'm gonna see if I can try to figure it out the best of my abilities and the best that I can. Um and then we're gonna see, because I remember, just for context, right before we jump in, I need to like mentally prep and remember what I was doing. Um I remember just not knowing what I needed to do last night. um I also realized I cursed a lot last night and I got really scared. So I'm gonna try to not do that and stay as calm as humanly possible. Um so that's that. Um yeah. um oh wait, let me turn on the light behind me so I don't like, you know, that's way better. Uh I'm gonna change the color though. Yeah, like I have a lamp right and it's incredible because I can leave it on, and if anything happens, I'm just chilling. I think that's good. I'm gonna keep it cozy. Okay, I have a little sip of the coffee, and then we'll we will begin. But yeah, hopefully this, and then we're gonna do Baldur's Gate for a little bit. So I'm excited, and I like this. I like streaming on Saturdays and Sundays. Originally, if you knew here, originally I was supposed to do only Sundays, but I kind of like this, Saturdays and Sundays, or maybe even like Fridays and Sundays. I think it's also a good mix, but it depends. Um, yeah, I'm looking this way because I'm checking the my OBS and everything is working properly. Um, but yeah, I'm so sorry if you hear me if you hear me swallowing. But yeah, uh, we have our game. We have my decaf coffee with creatine on it. Um, I'm very excited to deal with whatever is happening in this game. Okay, so yeah, long story short, I've been yapping for a while. Long story short, I'm in this random room and I need to go upstairs and I have no idea how to get upstairs. So we're gonna figure that out. And I guess I can load a game. Oh, okay, this is good. I might Munshi's Lab. Honestly, I might retrace a few steps back so I know where to go and like actually pay attention to what I'm supposed to do. I might do this one. Upsilon. Because the thing is like I turned something on and I don't remember anything. I hope I spawn in this room because this is where like I remember most of it. Like this is where I started like just not pay attention at all to what was happening around me. Let's see what happens. After having his brain scan, Samuel woke up in an unfamiliar place. Can I continue? Okay. Okay, this is a good spot. Okay. I do remember this. Yeah, so if you're watching this from last night, I'm sorry, but we have to start over because I got so confused. But yeah, basically I woke up. Oh, no, 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 no. I woke up, and then after the scan, obviously, and I'm in this weird, underwater brain facility. What's this say? I don't think I remember reading. Don't touch the structure. Gel leakage. Can't confirm its effect on the WAU or WoW. The issue has been reported to SSE Wolchuk. Someone got the issue reported, so that's good. Eso está bien cool, fíjate. Okay. Also, when I get scared, I tend to speak in my mother tongue a lot, so I'm so sorry if, you know, I just start yapping in Spanish. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Can you talk to me, please? Okay, I feel like I can interact with one of the things here that like I need to know more lore about this thing. I'm just gonna talk to me. Talk to me. I'm so sorry. Okay. Again, like I said last night, I think these robot people, I genuinely think they think they're human, but they just don't know that. They're just in this robot machine, like they're just in this machine thing, like if that makes sense, like they see themselves as like a human being and like, you know. Well, that also wouldn't make sense because that means Simon, right? Simon will also, or like they would see Simon as a robot if that's the case. Because right, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think I'm asking too many questions. Like too many questions at the beginning of the game. Oh, I forgot how to do this. What? Oh. Yes.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Upsilon, what's going on?
I have no idea. I just sort of woke up here.
In the room right now?
It was like a seat with a helmet.
Is that right? What's your name?
I'm Simon Jarrett.
And what do you... damn relays. Where are you now?
Someplace dealing with electrical power. I'm not sure if it's a plant or a transformer.
Yeah, you're probably in the thermal plant somewhere. You want to go upstairs to the comm center. It's the room with the dome ceiling.
Hey, look, this place is not... There's something seriously wrong here. Hello?
Of course, this cut
Sorry, I
off.
didn't catch that. We lost another relay. Just listen, head for the comm center upstairs. I'll wait here.
How convenient. It's so convenient that you didn't hear me. Can I turn this off? Nope. Okay. I guess that's fine. I'm gonna close this right here. Upsilon. Upsilon. Okay. I'm assuming I have to fix those two cores in the corner. Oh my god. Okay. Let's tip another. I have to focus now. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I remember there's a jump scare with the ladder from yesterday. Let me look at my surrounding. Okay. She said we have to go to the room with the circle ceiling or whatever, cylinder, whatever. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that. I hate these things. They look alive and it freaks me out. Oh. Okay. I remember this too. Can't see me. Gotta pick this up. Are you actually gonna walk where I am? Or is the walking path the same? Okay, thank god. Yeah, I feel like we're this thing. Oh my god, holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Oh my god, 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 fuck, fuck. Shit. I have to just lock in. I have to lock in. Oh fuck. Oh my god, open the fucking door. Open the door. Open the door. Oh my god, shit. That's right. I had it under control. I had everything under control the way that I want it to do. That scared the living. So yesterday, that went really nice. Huh. I had it under control. Oh, that was stressful. Okay. This is where I got super confused. Oh my god. That's not me. Yeah, so yesterday I did all this entire sequence was like in chromatic aberration and it was pretty bad. Yeah, give me a second. I need to like actually look at the options I have to roam around. Because I'm safe. From what I know right now, I'm super safe. That thing hasn't come where I'm at. Okay, workshop. Okay. Can I interact with you? Yeah, so yesterday I was like in this whole like chromatic aberration thing, which is very uncomfortable. Okay. So in this room, there's these things. There's this robot with it's dead. Okay. I can't interact with oh. I'm gonna put that back. Because I feel like please just go back in. Thank you. Because I feel like I have it under control, see? I feel like I even forgot what I was gonna say. I thought that you would interact with this, but you don't. Okay, so I don't have to do anything in the workshop. I don't have any. Yeah, I can't interact with anything. I'm going to. Okay. Oh, I didn't do this yesterday.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
What the fuck? Okay, that did something for sure. Let me check if this. Okay, it's so close. Yeah, the minute I go to the room I went in yesterday. Okay. One of the guard pins was in here. Give me this.
God, he's dead. He's dead.
He's super dead. Jesus. 0722. 0722. 0722. 0722. Okay. Okay. I do remember that didn't do anything. I just, yeah, locked down. Process initiated check terminal for the. What does the. Am I in the terminal? Storage. Okay. I'm gonna have a way easier time reading all this too. Okay. This black box is a precision instrument designed to observe your overall condition. It measures a wide range of data from body temperature to brainwave activity. This information is constantly relayed to Pathos 2 Warden Unit, the WOW. So the station can provide you the appropriate climate for every situation. For optimum performance, please follow the auto-injector instructions carefully to make sure the implant is properly applied. Can I have the instructions? How can I on. Okay. I'm going to go over here. We're not going in this room because this is the room where, yeah, flow control. This is the room where like fucking everything, like where I messed up. Okay. Turn around. Okay. 0735. I'll write that down. 0. Ah. Okay. What the fuck? Can I open this? I feel like I did this the wrong way. Where? Okay. We went in that room, there's nothing there.
Did you get the final backup turbos going?
Everything is wired evenly. We've hedged our bets as much as we possibly can.
So that's it? Enough power to run Pathos 2 until the next apocalypse. We're ready to go.
I really hope we didn't mess anything up. I don't want to have to come back here again.
Relax, it's over. We're going to Theta.
Maybe we should seal more blocks. I don't trust the helpers to let this place run in peace.
We've sealed everything. Everything from the barracks to the comm center. If anyone ever sets their foot here again, they're gonna have a hell of a time getting around.
Ah! Are you Carl? Oh my god, you are Carl. They fucked him up so much they even made him bald. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Oops. Okay. We are not touching flow control until I absolutely figure out what I'm supposed to do. We strain the system off. Strain the system. If we pull the lever, there's no turning back. Make sure you want it bad enough. What's the I'm not touching that. I touch this? God. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't pull the lever. Okay. Okay, we're back. It's fine. Fuck! Fuck! That didn't do anything? Oh my god. That didn't do anything! That didn't do anything! Hi, Alex! Oh my god, that didn't do anything! Fuck! Does that do anything? Oh my god, I can't believe I messed it up, even when I was just exploring. Oh my god, I can't. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, what did I do? Oh my god, I might reload too, because it's crazy that I messed it up even just touching it. Also, not a lot of the rooms are open, so. Oh. I'm just gonna do this little number right here. Okay. I feel like I will have to. We're supposed to. I don't know. So I'm supposed to go upstairs and like open up like a steel door so I can keep going upstairs, and I don't know where to go because I just shut down the whole facility. So the power's out. So I need to figure out what to do. That didn't do anything. All right. So for context, yesterday I pulled this lever and the same thing happened. Like everything turned off. Okay. Oh god. Gonna run for it. Holy shit, I saw it. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Well, that thing is like, that thing never follows me here. Okay. Oh my god, I might reload. Now I know I can't touch that. That's crazy. Also, I don't have any weapons. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Oh my god. Shit. Also, those things are like super fast too. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please, 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 please. Okay. I'm good. What is that? I don't know. It's like this weird human robot thing. Oh god. You know what? No. So like I got in this room and I accidentally touched like an orb and I shut everything off and the door opened. So I don't know what to do now. So I might reload to the area where I get in here and then like actually explore without touching anything in that room. It whatever. I found yesterday when I did this yesterday was so much more easier than whatever it is I'm trying to do right now. We're gonna do this again. I'm gonna do it again. 25, 18, 18, 12, 18. Let's do 18 too. Yes. I need to. I can't believe I fucked it up. Okay, I'm in the room now, which is good. Also, hello, welcome to the stream. You caught me in a very great time because I am trying to figure out everything. Okay. See? I know what's happening, no jump scare. Let me touch it. Come on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, it's crazy that that thing knows instantly where I am. Oh, are there two? There's no shot that thing was like right behind me when... Okay. Gotta stay right here. Okay. 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 Okay, that's fine. Just go and let's close the door. Okay. We're good. We closed the door. We're safe for now. For some reason I can't open this door, which is crazy. Comm center. Okay. Okay, okay. Comm center, comm center, comm center, comm center. Solution, shut down one of the highlighted sections to divert power to the communication center. Okay. So, I'm gonna do this one. Ah. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna touch that thing. You there? Okay, closed. Okay. I'm not even gonna go where that thing's supposed to be.
What are you?
Are you blind? It's me, Carl Semkin. Wrangler? Any of this sound familiar to you?
No, actually.
Well, thanks for being so helpful. It's not like I'm knocked out on the floor or anything.
Is Carl the guy that we saw on the hallway? Hold on, before we trigger anything. Is this guy?
No, he's dead. He's dead.
Oh yeah. So Carl, I'm gonna close this door. Actually, you know what? No, it's a good distraction.
Are you human?
Shit, did my body give it away? I try hard staying a mystery. Yeah, I'm human. Are you?
My name is Simon. Do you know anything about this place?
Oh, you knew. That makes us slightly less weird. Look, I'm obviously hurt. If you see anyone else around, just tell them where I am.
You're dead. You're dead in a literal hallway in the fucking wherever we are. You are dead.
You for real? I'm right here. See me waiting? Look at my hands. Hey, buddy.
Okay. I'm just gonna be. I'm not seeing it. I see a machine, a robot talking.
What the hell are you looking at? I'm here. See?
Bro, it's Delulu. Dude, it's fuck.
I just didn't expect you to look like that.
Well, like, my theory is, like, I'm gonna wait until he finished talking. Well, my thing from yesterday, right? So yesterday I did this whole thing. I had no idea where I was supposed to do. And then
What's wrong with your everything? You were diving in sewage or something?
I wasn't, whatever. I saw this robot and I saw like a bunch of other robots. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I feel like all these people got their brain scanned. I need him to be quiet. They got their brain scanned and they think they're human, but they're these robots. I'm gonna do it. Okay, we got it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I need to do both, right? Oh my god, I'm gonna close it because I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm sorry. Is this the order? Well, it's at one or the other, so I feel like it has to be like this. Yep. Okay. Because both of the, yeah, okay, the game's saved. Okay. I feel so bad for Carl, but I'll stand right here. Things coming. Yeah. Oh my god, oh my god. Also, there's like people doing building stuff like in the apartment next to me. And I just hear like a bunch of thumping and I'm just scared. Going upstairs. Surely this thing is not gonna follow me all the way up here. This is what happens when I don't read instructions. Are you gonna patrol? I feel like he patrolled here because I was there. Oh my god. I'll grab the shoe. Give me the shoe. He should have. Fuck, I feel like he should have. Sparta kick him off the stairs. I don't have any weapons. I don't have anything. I only have this shoe. And I need to remember where that thing is. Or like the walking pattern it's going on. I feel like it's in here. Yeah. Because when it goes in there, I have to take the door and go up. Yeah, I don't have any weapons. I don't know how to defend myself. I just woke up here and I don't know what else to do. Oh my god. Okay, he's here. Oh my god, holy shit. Oh, fucker, that's fast. That is fast, and I don't like that. Okay. Okay. It's all good. The video game. This is not real. Okay. Picking this up. I feel like he looks one more time. Yep. Are you serious? I feel like I have to wait until he's like completely out of this room. Oh my god. 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 The fuck out of here. Open the door. Open the door. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it. Oh my god. I can do this. I can do it. Oh my god. I don't like this. Oh my god, that is insane. You know what? So I can have a little bit peace of mind. I'm going to do this little number right here. And then we're gonna go back to the game because I'm not gonna be able to hear it. Even though I feel like this game is like it depends on your sound cue, but okay. You know. Okay, I feel like it's not like it sounds scary, but like the whole like the soundtrack and everything is super tense. So if I'm not hearing it that often, I'm gonna be fine. I also have one ear out so I can hear what's like actually around me so I don't get super like way more scared than I'm supposed to. Oh my god. Please get out of there. Oh my god, you've gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna grab something and throw it the other way. Yeah, like I feel like because I'm playing with headphones and I don't like playing horror games with headphones, this is the only way I'm gonna be able to like digest it. But I can still hear enough to know where the things are and like to be like, okay, this thing is getting closer. But yeah. And in front of me, every light in the apartment is on. Because it's like a 2-story, so every light upstairs is on. So I can see what's happening. I feel like he's gone. It's crazy that like the patrol map for him hasn't changed. Like I feel like he would go in there. If he goes in there, I'm set. Are you serious? Grab this. Oh my god. I can't. Well, I feel like I can outrun it, but I'm stuck in that hallway and now I don't know where else to go to patrol it. Like when it goes to patrol, I don't know where else to hide. Because now it's going away. I might try to outrun it, honestly, at this point. Because all I need to do is I need to get to that ladder, turn on the floor, or turn on the thing that opens the hatch, get in there and close the hatch. So I feel like I might just need to like go for it. But yeah, like it's repeating the same mapping, like the combat planning, the patrol mapping. So I'm kind of screwed a little bit. I don't know if this is gonna work, but this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. What this is so blissfully nice where I don't hear anything. Oh my god. Watch now. The thing is gonna like change the mapping, whatever the fuck. Yeah, see, it went away after we did this plan where I need that thing to go to the other to like another room. Okay. We got this. We so got this. You're gonna go in there. That's right. I feel like it's gonna work now. Oh my shit. Shit. That didn't work. What? How the fuck did that not work? Oh my god, I turned both of the things off. Would it be because I have to like power it on here? Okay. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go in here. I'm safe. I'm in like a decent spot, I think. Because it didn't hit me, so I think, yeah, you're gonna go in there. I hope so. Come on. Go in there. Okay. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Please. Woo! I got this. I had everything under control. Now, now that we got that out of the way. Ah, yes. Everything's under control. I'm not gonna touch that. I feel like it's gonna fuck up. Corrupted data detected. Yes, of course. Nobody panicked. Yeah, nobody panicked. We're fine. This was we were very chill.
Jonesy, how's evac coming along?
We got everything we need to move, but we can't leave the plant without supervision. Adams decided to leave Amy, Asado, and Kalsamka to execute the automatization process.
And I bet they're thrilled about it.
I just wanted to let you know we're on schedule, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, I'll pass on the ball check. Jonesy, lovely morning for an evac, am I right?
It will do. I wanted to introduce you to Amy and Cal. They'll be doing the talking as soon as I leave for Theta. Say hello.
Hey, Data.
Hello.
Hey guys, I'm Peter Strasky, dispatcher at Theta. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
I suppose that's it. I'll see you real soon when we arrive.
Oh, oops.
Hello? Data?
Upsilon, what's up?
We could really use direct contact with Heather. Site service engineer Wolchek.
Direct links are almost impossible to establish. The Lumar relays are basically junk at this point. You can send messages via the comm center, and if you want, I'm pretty much always here, ready to relay anything by hand. I know it's a shitty system, but it's all that works right now.
All right, we just have to make do. Catch you later.
So the year's like 2103, and the game play like when you first do your scan, you're like in 2014 or something like that. So it's been like a straight up century.
We're getting out. I just want to tell you that I'm going to seal the comm center now, so this is definitely the last you'll hear from us. If we don't show up in the next couple of hours, send in the cavalry.
Hang on, what's happening? It's still the same plan, right?
Yep. We'll head for the shuttle and ride it directly to Theta.
Okay, good. I'll rally the troops for a welcome party.
What I like to hear.
Okay. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. What the fuck? Where do I go from here? I made it to the top. Okay. What? I don't know. I don't remember. That's this is. I saw that on the note. Oh. Okay. Do I have to do that for every channel? Okay. Let's go in order. 2201. Unable to call side Upsilon. Okay. Okay, no one's gonna talk to me. I called that 2203. Oh, okay. That was easy.
Hey, are you there? I found the dome ceiling.
Oh, that's better. Simon, was it?
Jared, Simon Jared.
Hi, Simon. I'm Catherine. Have you figured out what's going on yet?
Me? I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want to know?
Where to even begin? I mean, what is this place? How did I get here? And why do the robots talk like they're people?
Well, you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
Dog, if I'm asking the question, that means I don't know.
No, I mean, where did you work at Pezos 2?
I don't know what that is.
That's unexpected. Did you come directly from Toronto?
Yeah, I did. And it was very unexpected.
Have you seen any people? Like staff or field technicians?
Only robots, crazy ones.
This is all so strange.
You're telling me.
That's it? That's all you have to tell me? Oh god.
What's going on?
I think this place is about to collapse. What do I do?
Simon, come to Lambda.
Where is that?
Shuttle trains connecting all the sites. Find one and come here. I'll wait for you.
Okay. Oh my god, holy shit! What the fuck?
Shit.
Where do I go? What the fuck? Alright. I didn't panic. It's okay. What the fuck? That was so stressful. Oh god. I did not. Whatever. Okay. I'm definitely. Well, I don't know if I'm human, honestly.
What the hell? How is this possible?
Oh, oh. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
This is insane!
That's cool. Can I swim? Okay. I got that right. I was a robot. Or like I was a thing that was a robot. Oh, here we go. Also, contrast is yesterday I bumped up the contrast really high so I could see everything around me. Like in the game itself. Okay. We're in the fucking ocean. Holy shit. What? I feel like I'm safer here than getting in here. Okay, we have to go to Lambda.
Lambda. Find the shuttle to Lambda.
Yeah. Okay. That's locked. Jesus Christ. Can't see shit. Can I run? Oh, I can. That's cool. Zeppelin transport. Okay. I just want to see what's over here. The fact that I'm underwater is... Or like they have technology that you'll get eaten by a shark. I don't know. I feel like this is like kind of like Subnautica. Can I keep going? I see something here. Well, I gotta get to the tram no matter what, so... I I'm gonna explore this thing first. Hold on. Gonna go back to the transport because if I see the word lambda in that, then I know where we have to go, and then we can just keep exploring. Is this the transport? Hold on, this might be the thing I saw earlier. Zeppelin transport, okay. There's nothing. Yeah, I'm going the right way. Oh. Okay. All right. I saw something like patrolling the area. I would love to know what that is. Okay.
Come in, Theta. You better answer me, Strasky. Come on!
Amy, where are you?
The fields. I had to leave.
Is Carl with you?
It all went to hell.
Hold on. You got the power automated, right? The plant is safe? We need the power to keep the sites running.
Oh, fuck the power! Fuck you, Strasky! The machines killed Carl.
Ah, shit. All right, calm down. It'll be okay. Can you get back to Theta?
Yeah. I think so. I'll head for the shuttle, the Aux.
Good luck, Amy. Rooting for you.
Interesting. Well, there's nothing up here, right? Let's see. Okay. No, the homie Carl. So, yes, I found him in the hallway and I'm like, okay, Carl, whatever. And then I talked to the robot and it clicked like on today that I was like, oh, this is the guy that like is fucking dead in the corner. The homie Carl's dead. No. Oh god. Okay, I'm just gonna stay near the lights as much as humanly possible. I'm jumping. I don't have. Oh shit. The bitch, I don't know you. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god. Shit, I need to outrun this thing. Where are you? Okay, I might need to outrun this thing. Can I talk to you? Okay, I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna run away. Yes, you are. You're gonna fucking harass me for more things. Shit. You can't reach me up here. The fuck away from me. Oh my god, that's so stressful. What? I thought it was like a friendly NPC. Okay. Okay. Lambda. Lambda. Whatever. Whenever we see Lambda. Upsilon B? No. Okay. Is it chasing me? Not anymore. Okay. I freed you, so please remember that I'm not a threat to you by any means. Okay. Lambda. Upsilon B. Oh my god, I'm still in fucking Upsilon. Oh, are you a companion? Okay. Oh, that's nice. Okay. I don't know your name, but I like you. Thank you. Okay. This is crazy. It's like a whole underwater city. Lambda. We have to go to Lambda. Come on. I also don't like that I don't have a map, so I don't know where I'm going. We were going the right way, huh? Okay. Oh, let's get the I thought this was like a fucking like evil water thing. Go through here. Are you Lambda? Please tell me you're Lambda. I just want to know where are all these little stations. Okay, the game saved, so oh, Shell Station. Okay. We are super lost. Well, where? Like, I'm in the ocean. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Okay. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, as long as those fucking robots are, like, asking for whatever that, like, gel is, I think we're fine if we're not, like, anywhere near them. Also, my neighbors need to calm the fuck down because, oh, because my neighbors keep like bumping shit and I think it's the game. Like they're slamming stuff. Okay, come on. Gonna close this door. I generally do feel I'm safer out there than in here. Teamy. Okay. Okay. Look at all this kelp. Okay.
Let's hope the shuttle still works.
Of course. Of course. It's all dark.
Where did I get a flashlight?
What a flashlight, man.
Strasky, come in, Theta. What? I can't. Where are you now? Strasky, I'm at the shuttle, but it's not looking good. The lights flicker like mad. I think the power regulator is broken.
Whew,
I have to
sorry.
fix it. I don't want to get stranded halfway to Theta. What was that? I can't hear you. Don't worry, I'll fix it. Somehow.
Okay. Interesting. I'm just gonna... I can't tell if this is like a... Oh, alright. Did I just die?
Christ. What the hell?
Oh god. What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm fucking stuck here, huh? Oh, this is the tram. Oh my god. This is bullshit. Gotta be fucking kidding me. Ugh. Of course it wasn't gonna be that easy. Damn, it's pretty impressive that they got this whole like a whole civilization here with like technology, water, a la BioShock. Okay. There's something in there for sure. Hold on. Am I tripping? Oh, there's something there. What the fuck is that?
Hey, are you?
Don't hurt me.
Can I help?
It won't let me die. Nothing is allowed to die.
What happened?
An accident. Fixing the power. I was going to Theta.
Anything I can do?
If you see Masters or Holland, tell them I need help. Okay? Amy needs help.
This is horrifying. I'm gonna give you what you deserve.
Shit. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I don't know. I want to go home.
I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I feel like this is super gross. Yeah, I agree. I'm so sorry, but that was a fate worse than death. Ugh. Sorry, Amy. I can't see. Okay. Easy. Easy. Super easy. Let me crouch, please. That was so sad. See? Easy. We figured it out. I guess we figured it out. That was horrifying. I did not like that. Oh. Wait, did I not have to do that? Like, go over to... Can I close it? Please let me close it. Please let me close this. Please. Okay.
I guess it's a good thing we never had any kids. Hard enough looking my parents in the eyes. They're going to a bomb shelter upstate, by the way, along with your dad. I'm guessing someone will help him send you a message somehow. I mean, I hope they will. Hell, I'm not even sure you'll get this message. If you do, I want you to know I never blamed you for following your dreams. It just... I was just mad it didn't fit better with what I imagined our lives would be. I really wanted the picket fence, big family, you know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm proud of you. And even though it's been difficult to be separated from you, I regret nothing. I'm happy. And I really wish I was able to say this without the sky falling down. I love you, Amy. I always have.
Oh, man.
Always will.
I'm super sad now. Okay. On this morning of January 12th, the comet of Telos crashed into the Pacific Ocean. The impact ranks as one of the largest collisions ever recorded on Earth. All evidence indicates that the surface has gone completely barren and is no longer able to sustain life. Pathos 2's unique location has provided unparalleled safety for our staff. Some structural damage has been noted, but no casualties reported. The largest loss was the weather and communication station located on the surface platform Omega. Unmanned, okay. Which is under the circumstances of a small price to pay. Theta will hold I cannot read. An emergency meeting to discuss the future of Pathos 2 and ultimately mankind. More on the matter will follow. Overseer. That is so sad. Oh man, that was super sad. Okay. Okay. Well, what do I do now? What? I did all that lore searching for nothing. Oh man, does that mean I could have just kept her alive? I feel like I kind of want to go back and see if we can plug her back in. I doubt it, but that was super sad. Oh my god. Okay. Where's the thing? Let me plug it back. I wonder, yeah, I just want to know if I can. What the fuck is this? This is like a weird creature plus technology hybrid. So yeah, she was like fucking hooked up with it and whatever. That's fucking gross, disgusting. Okay. I feel bad. I feel like we had to kind of just do that in order to like figure everything out. I feel like I could have gone to her after I looked at this. Okay. You me. Lambda so 1. Why? Right? Yeah.
Shuttle J6 activated. Standing by.
Did I do everything? Am I stupid? What? Oh, this probably has instructions. Okay. Oh my god, excuse me, I'm sorry. What do I do? What? Oh my god. Where am I? Okay, well that didn't do anything. Oh god. Oh, there we go. We have to go to Lambda. Yes. I wonder if they're gonna show us stuff while we're going to our destination. So far this game is like not even scary. I'm just getting super depressed.
Welcome to Pathos 2, your expressway to the stars. What started as a thermal mining operation in the 60s has now become home to the Omega Space Gun, the world's most affordable way to launch satellites and deep space probes. Our unique Atlantic Ocean location allows for this gigantic coil gun, running longer than a marathon, to safely launch projectiles without
Look, Puerto Rico's like in that little dot. It's cool.
multiple sites and has a diverse staff of engineers and scientists. Together, they are able to produce, assemble, and launch the world's most sophisticated spacecrafts. In addition to our principal operation, Pathos 2 is also the home for multiple research projects within the marine sciences, including hydroculture, turbulence, and deep-sea
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Ow. Oh, okay. Can I not interact with the fucking... Alright. Jesus Christ. Okay. Jesus. Give me that. That was awful. I feel bad for Simon. He's going through it. Okay, we're going back to normal. Watch the tram just activating. Oh, that Simon's breathing.
Catherine, is that you? I was on my way, but then the shuttle train, it fucking crashed.
Are you alright? The system says the section is sealed for a suspected hull breach.
No, I'm not alright. What the hell happened to the world? Why are we underwater?
Wow, you're really out of place, aren't you? Look, don't worry about that right now. I realize you're confused, but you're so close to Lambda. If you just keep going...
Can you just tell me what's going on?
Can I walk there?
Yeah, but the tunnel is locked off to protect the overall structure from collapsing. What you need to find is your section's maintenance hatch. It'll lead outside.
Maintenance hatch. No problem.
What is that? What's going on up there? I gotta go. See you soon, Simon.
I'm not fucking with Catherine. She's,
You okay?
I'm highly suspecting of her. Something always has to go wrong. Yeah. Yeah, nothing ever is going as planned ever. Well, like, even in the shuttle, I always expected, okay, in the shuttle, we should get to where we should go, and then, like, we keep going from there. Gonna run. Yeah. I want to know what these things are, because they look half technological and half, I was gonna say half human. Half, like, sentient beings or whatever. What did that do? Absolutely nothing, I think. Or can I go through in here? Oh, okay. That didn't do anything. Okay. That's the tram. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, I'm yawning a lot. I'm sorry. I can't do anything. What? Oh my god. Hmm. Aha. No. Oh my god, no. I don't like that we can't close it. I feel like that's a fake light. Okay. Thank you. The safer we are, the better.
Here we go again.
You can breathe on the water, okay? Yeah. Okay. What do I do now? Mm-mm-mm. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're back in the ocean. I wonder if we're gonna find our little...
I can find Lambda, right? I mean, really, how big can this ocean be?
Come on, Simon. You know the answer. You know the answer. The ocean is literally the most big and most mysterious place ever. Like, I might be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Statistically speaking, we know more about space than the ocean. So, yeah. I would be like, if God forbid, right? But if I was in this scenario, I would be shitting myself because the ocean is so unpredictable and like we don't know really what's going on. Okay, I can walk to Lambda. Also, no map. I don't know where I'm going. Like, if I press no map. Okay. Just follow the lights. 350. I'm assuming that's Lambda. I remember that being the logo. That's where I come from. Well, it's been very welcoming so far in this game. Oh my god. Okay, there's nothing over there. I need to keep going. Lambda. Okay. When in doubt, follow the lights. Freak. Freaks. You robot freaks. I know what you are. And I know what you want. It's me. You forget I'm a Mako. Yeah, I do. Those robots that keep asking for like the gel are freaking me out too. Because it's like because like they pose themselves as friendly and then I feel like if you like hover over them a little bit too long, they will attack you. I do think that this game is way more psychologically like it fucks with you more rather than oh my god. Rather than like just jump scares and stuff. Because so far I've been horrified, but it's because of like what's going on in like my mind. But yeah, I think we're way safer in the actual ocean than in these things. I think I said it before, so if I did, I'm sorry. I have a tendency of repeating myself on stream or repeating myself a lot. Excuse me. The technology of doing this, like being in the ocean and having this level of stuff is like fascinating to me. Discover Lambda. I got an achievement. Nice. In here. Okay. Little suits. The ocean. In here. Okay. Outfits. Welcome to Cribs. This is my house. Everybody please take in the view of the lovely ocean. I'm closing this. Should I leave it open? I'm gonna leave it open just in case. Because I can escape easier if that's open. Oh yeah? Okay. It's gonna.
Catherine?
What? Don't look at what? I'm gonna go over here. Oh my god. Shit. Where the fuck is she? Oh, okay. I didn't look at it at least. Where am I going? Oh, oops. Can't look at it. I can't look at it. Whatever. What fucking ever. Close it, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it. Can I heal? This is crazy. Oh my god, what?
Oh, you found an Omni tool. Very handy.
Where are you? What? Oh my god, I hate this is the chromatic aberration I'm getting. Okay. I can't see.
Upright and everything.
No, not you too. I was really hoping you were human.
Don't let the circuitry fool you. I was human once.
Can't take it anymore. Everything's fucked. I give up. There's nothing left.
Calm down. It's not the end of the world.
You sure? It sure as hell looks like it. For all I know, there's no one left except for me.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I meant any humans left except for me.
You're not human though.
Have you looked at yourself lately? You're a walking, talking diving suit with some electronics slapped on for good measure.
I don't.
You don't want to think about it? We'll start thinking about it.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this. I want out.
Before you do anything hasty, could you help me with something?
What?
I was trying to find out what happened with my project when that brute knocked me to the ground.
Your project? How could anything possibly matter when you know you're a stupid robot in a stupid dead world?
Okay, focus. I need you to fix me so I can get back to work. Then you can sulk as much as you want.
You gotta be kidding, right? I think I have a better chance of building myself a time machine than of putting you back together.
All right, time for plan B. What's plan B? Oh, the Omni tool. The tool you inserted into the terminal.
Oh, yeah, the door opener.
Yeah, you can pull my Cortex chip and put it into the Omni tool.
What's a Cortex chip?
It'll be obvious. I'll eject it for you. Just grab the chip and slide it into the Omni tool. Come on, I need you to do this one thing for me.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks. Should be easy enough. Just pick up the chip and slide it into the Omni tool.
Why does a robot chip fit a door opener?
It's standardized connect.
Catherine?
Oh god.
All right. Let's give this a try.
Yeah, where is the chip? What? Oh my god, this chromatic aberrations drive me crazy. Is it this thing? Oh. The chip. Alright. No. Okay. How many Gabbies does it take to figure out where's the chip? Oh, here we go.
Custom Cortex chip found. Shutting down helper chain. Have a nice day.
Just pretty much anything will fit. Oh, this feels weird. I'm in the Omni tool? Thanks.
So, what's the project about?
My project. Oh, well, I saved all the people on the station as brain scans and put them into an artificial world. We were gonna launch it into space to save it from, well, all of this.
Are you telling me that you were going to launch a computer world filled with people into space?
Yes. It was just a pet project at first, but it got really serious after the comet took out the surface. Then suddenly it became very important, and it was officially named the Ark.
That's appropriate. How far did you get?
I don't know, that version of me that I am. It came from a scan I did pretty early on. The living Catherine could very well have finished the project and launched it. I guess she could even still be alive. Weird thought.
So the talking robots, are they also scans you did?
They could be, but I doubt it. I'd expect much more sense if that was the case. All right, finally.
What's happening?
I managed to restore some data from the backup server. This should tell us everything we need.
Interesting. Interesting.
Could you do me a favor and run into the other room and have a look? I don't seem to be...
Literally, no. What? I don't want to go in there.
need to know that the Ark is safe.
Sure, Kath.
Thanks. I'll unlock the door for you.
Hold on. We gotta fix this thing. Hold on. Save and exit, because I need to be able to see. That thing got me pretty bad. Okay. Very, this is very,
What was he saying?
oh,
Are you from Toronto?
Yeah, I just went in for a brain scan and suddenly here I am.
That doesn't make any sense. How? Why would anyone bring a scan from Toronto?
You think that's strange? What if I tell you it was back in 2015?
Whoa.
that's it? Alright.
Check the computer in the other room.
Can't look into its eyes, so... Where's the other room? I think it's over here. Whatever. What fucking ever. Oh, this is where I came from.
Can't make any sense of it.
You say something?
Sorry, still trying to figure out how you got here.
Keep at it. I'd really like to know who thought sending a Canadian to the bottom of the sea was a good idea.
Yeah, sure, whatever, I'll touch it. Does this heal me then? Is that what it is? Yeah, it does. Okay. That heals me. That's interesting. Now we know what that works for. Okay. I feel like this is the other room.
Than before. That creature was strangely overbearing.
Yeah, it basically exploded with electromagnetism.
That's bad for us, right?
Confusing at least. Gives the senses a good punch.
I'm at HQ. Okay, I can't interact with that.
Just check the computer.
Yes, look for anything about the Ark.
Okay. Opinion pool or poll. Oops. Okay.
Are you excited about the Ark?
At first, I couldn't really see the point of it. But then I thought, why shouldn't we, right? I mean, if we are able to save even just a small piece of ourselves, why wouldn't we do that?
So you are in favor then?
I think it's really important we do this.
Okay. That's interesting.
What are your thoughts on the Ark?
It's a great idea. Finally, we have something to do. Am I right?
Are you optimistic about the project's chances of, about the Ark reaching space?
It can definitely be done. You already solved the biggest problem. How to actually get us all in there. Now all we have to do is build the damn thing. And hope Phi is still operational. Yeah.
Oh. Never mind. Alright, let's see what Mark has to say.
On the Ark project?
The idea is just incredible. By every definition. It really makes you think about what it means to be human.
What makes you say that?
Beyond the basics. Beyond the superficial. I'm convinced there's something with even greater value. You have provided a platform, which is not necessarily restricted to our digital progeny,
It is insane that like this is like the games. This is like what humanity did.
Yes, that's some early renders of the world inside.
That's really cool.
It's a whole lot comfier than this place.
Damn, that's cool. That's really cool. Reminds you of the Citadel and Mass Effect. Arc schematics. Look at that brain. Okay. Huh? Okay. Just trying to figure out how the ship looks. Welcome. If you are reading this, you have successfully entered the Ark. This survey is designed to give the developers a better understanding of your subjective experience and how to improve your well-being. Please continue the survey. How would you describe your physical condition? How would you describe your mental condition? I feel... How would you describe your senses? Too, because like... How would you describe your sensation of your new condition? Is this disconcerting? Everything feels constructed. Well, yeah. I don't like it. Something's wrong. Well, it's depressing. It's depressing for sure. It's cool, but it's super depressing. Are you troubled by the fact that you are no longer strictly human? I don't care what form I take as long as I get to carry on. I would agree with 3 and 4, but yeah. How do you perceive your own your new existence? Direct continuation, like a new chapter in my life. It's like being born all over again, a complete do-over. It's something completely different, has nothing to do with my previous self. It's a new chapter. Do you think this new existence will be a life worth living? Yes, yes with less meaning. Maybe we can find a new sense of meaning in this world. No, it's too detached from reality and everything I know. Would you rather be removed from the project than accept death? I need to think about it. Okay. I did that. Arc tracker.
I found a tracker homed in on the Ark.
Oh, that's clever. I wonder if I thought of that. Does it still work? I really need to know what happened to it.
I think so. It's doing something at least.
Where is it?
Hold on. I'm trying to find it.
Please let it be safe.
Holy shit. Are we near the sun? We're definitely not here. Alright. We're still on Earth. We're almost there. Okay. We're like close to the Caribbean. Feel like it's on fly. Tau? Well, that's where the... Yeah. Ah. You're on the first try. That's cool. Oh my god, I have to look for it there?
It's at a site named Tau.
Oh, no, it's on Earth. It's so close to Phi, they almost made it. Damn it, it won't make it for long in that state. A couple of decades at most. That's not much to build a future.
If we got to it, could we get on the Ark?
I suppose, but I'm not exactly flexible at the moment.
That's crazy.
I can move, jump, swim, sort of. You're stuck in the door opener, the Omni tool. I'll I'll just carry you there and you'll show me what to do.
That sounds really risky. Besides, I don't like the idea of you carrying me around.
Come on, Catherine. This is what you wanted to do. Your final mission. Let's launch the Ark.
We would need to find a way to get into the Abyss. Can't take the climber without a power suit.
Hmm.
We probably have to go to Theta and pray that Dunbat's still working.
Okay, so we go to Theta.
I don't know, it's pretty far.
Catherine, look around. What else is there to do? Maybe there's still a working shuttle train that can take us to Theta.
I doubt it.
Just have a look around. Push comes to shove, I'll walk there.
Okay then, I'll just eject from this thing. Don't forget to take me with you.
I won't forget.
I want to know, like, I don't know, like, I think timeline wise, it would help me a lot to figure out how, you know,
Where did you go?
what's working. Oh my god, girl, I'm trying to figure things out, okay? Close this. Jesus, I have to just go straight, right? Yep. This little number right here. Okay.
Can I pull the Omni tool out?
Wait. Okay, just be sure to plug me in again at some point.
You got it.
Good luck, Simon.
All right. All right, we got it. Okay. Now, I feel like that NPC is gonna show up, and I'm gonna look at the floor. We're not gonna look at him. Okay. Do we have to keep going? Hold on, I want to double check this room. Can't see shit. Can I walk here? Well, man, I'm super quiet. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh god. I might just dip. Okay. Oof. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. We're just leaving. Don't look at it. Just go. It's so not worth it. Okay. We're leaving. That's so that's the thing. It's like it's not even like the NPCs or anything like that. I think it's just the what's this thing called? The atmosphere is what's like it's what's freaking me out so much. We made it. What is that? What? What is this? Okay.
What? What is this? Curie Emergency Vessel 4. Hey, Simon, can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you get this thing running?
Hang on, I'll give it a try.
Okay. Ooh.
Sorry, it's dead.
Worth a shot?
The CV came from Curie. It was a ship that used to make runs between Lambda and Lisbon. Looks like their wreck is close. Maybe you can find a vessel like this one inside.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll just save the security information and update the Omni tool. There. Should help you get around.
Great.
Ooh, did I get a map? Did I just get a map? Hold on. Okay. That didn't help, but whatever. I think this is a good place to stop because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I think maybe if I go in the front here, over the. All right. What time is it? I think I've been going on for a while. See if I can figure this out because I don't want to come back to this and be super confused. Okay. Oh god. Um. What do I do? I don't want to go back in Lambda. What? Okay, I think this is a good place for me to stop. Let me save. Yes. I'm gonna save and then we can pick this back up on maybe next Saturday or Friday and then Sunday. But yeah, because I feel like I just wanted to stream for a little bit today. Jesus, that freaks me out so much. I just need to let me see if she says something after that. Cause like the thing is like I don't want to start the like the next stream and I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Oh, press any button. So I wanna see if like I feel like I have to go back in here. Hold on. I said I was gonna stop and I didn't stop. Let's see. I feel like the replacement thing is in here, but we'll see. Okay. Did I go in here? I did. I hate that room. My god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, that's just structural damage. That's good. Okay. Okay. Oh, I left it open. Oh. What the fuck? That's right. I don't have the gel. I thought that was it. Okay. Okay, there are people definitely or like robot people living here. Nice. Yeah, there's nothing here. Oh wait, let me double check. Let's see. Chris, I've stayed up all night. It seemed like a waste of sleep. I got the TV on in the background. The newscasters are covering the incoming comet like they're counting down New Year's Eve. I know it's messed up, wishing you were here with me. So which one of you here with me? I suppose if anyone has a chance to survive this thing, it would be you guys below the waves. I hope you're able to go on if it's a life worth living. Looks like the shit's about to hit the fan. I better hit some before the shockwave reaches us. I'm proud of you, boy, Dad. Oh man. This is so sad. Right? I know it's messed up wishing you were here with me. Even that's so bad. Yeah, it's super heavy. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to reread that. So his son is like part of all this project. Let me see the picture. Oh man. It's crazy that he like I think it's because he wanted to be with his son like before that comet hit and like just obliterated everybody. I feel like he just wanted to be with those people. Well, he wanted to be with people that he loved and his son wasn't there. And like I feel like a parent's just like the last thing they want to do is just be with their children. Like before they pass. Right, I'm going that route, like the loving parent route. Oh man. Well, like it's crazy that the Pathos 2 project didn't allow people to come in because like my whole argument or like my whole like train of thought, right, was that I was like, okay, how I say this? It's like Fallout, like everybody can pay for a slot in this thing and then, you know, they just wake up in a vault. But like I feel like with this one it's just people that are part of Pathos 2 that were able to survive all this stuff. So not everybody, a lot of people stayed up there because of this whole thing. Like they didn't pay or they weren't part of Pathos. So I think that's why they were just, you know, they couldn't make it because they weren't part of the company. Super dark. Yeah, I think I have to go outside and figure out what's going on. And I don't want to. There's nothing here. I'm assuming I have to go find another one of the submarine thingies and then like figure out if that one works and then we go to wherever we have to go. I feel like that's what I have to do. But we can do that on the next stream because I'm too tense right now to do anything. So I'm gonna boot up Baldur's Gate and we're gonna play that for a little bit. Like I guess for like an hour or something. Just to like ease the mind. And then we, you know, I'll come back next stream. Or I might even play Mass Effect. Oh wait, Mass Effect doesn't work with OBS. Yeah, I'll do Baldur's Gate. Something to ease your mind. Oh, I just wanna know where to go before my dumbass didn't go this way. Watch me. I keep saying like, oh, I'm out. I'm gonna be off. And then like I just keep playing. What's this? Hello. I'm assuming when they're green, they're just friendly. Okay, I'm just gonna follow the light. Oh, that scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god. Okay. Give me that. Shit. Shit. I saw something. Can I not run? What the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh. Let me in. What the fuck? Please close the door. What? I need to leave. Please. Okay. Closing this. Fuck whatever's out there. Gonna do that. And there we go. They're not smart enough to open doors. I say with fear. I like that I was like, earlier, I was like, oh my god, I'm so much safer in the ocean. At a point, honestly, at a certain point, I genuinely think I am. Oh, oops. Here we go. Oh god. Can I pick up pebbles? Yeah. Just me and my little kelp against the world. I am armed and dangerous. Also, I think something that's really cool about this game, I've been complaining about it, but no weapons. I can't defend myself, which is really cool. Like, I feel like the fact that I can't defend myself adds a lot of tension and stress to like the whole story overall. Why am I jumping? Oh, holy shit! What the fuck was that? Ah. Oh my god. We're gonna stop. That's enough. Oh my god, that scared the fuck out of me. I'm not tripping. What? Did you see that? There was like a straight up. I was trying to walk to where I was supposed to go, and like a shape of a person just showed up because I'm tripping balls. Or Isaac, Simon is. That's enough. We've had enough. It was just an underwater child. Holy shit, that scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god. It wasn't even like, it wasn't even that bad. I was just like, I was just hearing the heartbeat and like the tension on it. Does that make sense? That I just got, oh my god. We're back. It's fine. Let me fix my OBS thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. You guys are gonna see my Steam for a little bit. Hold on. Full screen application. Capture a specific window. One moment, please. I'm having a I'm having difficulties with my thing. Oh, it's not working. You guys can't see that, huh? Wait, hold on. Is it because of this? No. Oh my god. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, of course. Thank you for stopping by. At least I wasn't alone, right, during that. So yeah, thank you. Have a chill Sunday. Oh, here we go. Okay, perfect. It's not working. Let's see. Am I tripping? No. I had the wrong thing. Hold on. Oh my god, did I mess it up now? Okay, just yeah, it's not. Oh man, sorry. Oh, here we go. Oops. That scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god. I thought it wasn't. I thought the other creature thing was gonna like really scare me, like the thing that, like the snail person that was just chasing me around Upsilon. But it didn't. I didn't know that Simon was gonna just trip balls during that whole thing. Ooh, that was crispy. I didn't Okay, you guys. Okay, we can hear the game, which is good. Because usually when I plug in the controller, it gets really weird. Yeah, we're gonna do this to calm down. Oh, we were gonna get Karlach. That's right. Oh my god, that was. Cause I like, okay, I saw it from like far away. Like I saw something, I'm like, okay, that's probably just the, like, there's probably something in the game it's trying to tell me, whatever. And like the closer I got, I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, you're probably hallucinating and whatever. And then it just showed up closer, and I don't know why. Like it's just like, and then Simon's like the heartbeat, you could hear it constantly, which was driving me crazy.
Where am I?
Okay.
What's going on?
Alright, I'm going to go take a small bathroom break, and then I will be right back. BRB. Okay, we're back. Holy shit. I'm still like I'm so super worked up over that over that jump scare. Cause I was like, I'm still talking about it. I need to stop. I was like finally being like, oh, this game isn't that bad, whatever. Like it's fine. That was a nice one, okay. Oh, let me change my stream info. Go down? Okay. Oh. Palette cleanser. Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. And then Oh. Oh, oops. Sorry, I'm changing the stream info. Baldur Gate 3. Okay. Cool. Stream preview. Okay, good. Now we can go back to this. So the plan, honestly, is to just play like this for play this game for a little bit more, or not play a little bit more. What am I saying? The plan is to just play this for like an hour tops. Yeah, like an hour or like even 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna hop off. But I like to leave the streams with like a little palate cleanser so it doesn't end that bad. I also ended the other game super abruptly, so.
One horn.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you. Bloody right. An honor to be chased by the Blade of Frontiers, but I...
Oh no.
A great heat roars through you. Her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're lost in visions of demonic armies as you tear through a landscape of fire and blood. The Blood War. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed through Avernus. This woman was on the front line.
What was that?
Evidence. Proof that you're a devil. A gladiator in the archdevil Zariel's army.
I can explain, but it's a whole situation. If you just hear me out...
Another vision.
Oh, they patched this entire conversation.
Slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Her rage and desperation seep into you. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
Oh,
You
whoops.
saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did. When I saw an opportunity to get away, I took it. Finally home. Or near it, anyway.
You served her. That's enough to damn you.
Will catches his breath and his lips straighten. Sheer dread twists his face.
You don't know what you're saying. You're asking me to trust a devil.
Listen to sense now.
Everybody liked that.
I don't want this to end badly for either of us. You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes. Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today.
Truce then, eh?
Aye. Truce.
I'm Karlach, but you already knew that. And you are...
At your service, my queen. Yes.
Well met,
This is
soldier.
me.
Nice to meet a friendly around here. It's been tough going so far. I may not be a devil, but I can put the Blade's reputation to work. How would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards?
I am super down for that. That's leveling up.
Background, if your moral compass needs something to point at. You already know I fought in the Blood War. I was good. Really good. It turns out I've got a knack for killing demons. That made me a valuable asset. Zariel, the archdevil herself, made me as her personal attack dog. I played along until I could get the fuck out of there. But devils don't like to lose their assets.
Oh, they even patched like the mocap. That's really cool.
She sent a bunch of goons, so-called paladins of Tyr, to take me back. Problem is, I'm not going.
Let's get it over with, yeah.
Yes. They cornered. Then we can work on evicting this parasite and take Faerun by their short hairs. Sound good?
I like her. She looks like she could throw me over her shoulder and carry me to safety, should the need arise.
I'd hug you if it wouldn't scorch your skin off. No room in your party. What should I do?
We are benching Shadowheart. Right? Yeah.
I suppose this affords me a little alone time. Until later.
Let's hop.
Okay.
In relation to Waterdeep.
From this distance. So, Will, now that we've made peace, how about we get to know each other properly? What's your story?
Not so much a story as a pantomime. And I've played my part all too
Oh my god, this is way better than him telling you this in camp.
I would too. Go on, Will. We're listening. Who sicked you on me?
You're not the only one who's had a villain's knife held to your throat, Karlach.
You make it sound like a harvest of devils coming for you, Will.
You're closer than you know. One night soon when we make camp, the veil will be lifted, and I'll face my penance. You don't know the half of it.
Okay, so I gotta level her up. That's true.
Come on, let's go.
Okay. I think Berserker's really good for her, in my opinion. All magic's good. I'll give a Berserker. I think that's like, it's pretty good.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting
Our
times.
weakest links are Gale and Whale. So I'm gonna put them at the top, and then Karlach and I can attack the bottom. Oh my god, I keep forgetting we're both barbarians. I think we're gonna cheese our way through this. Let me put myself over here. Oh.
Oh, I have the magic touch.
I have a plan, and we'll see if it works.
It's worse than gnolls out there.
Nothing we need to worry about.
How about a dragon?
I feel like, oh man, I don't know if we should go through here. Nah. Okay. Okay, it did save. That's good. Come on, Karlach. Walk in here with me.
Please, no more. Leave us in peace, and we shall leave you in kind.
Cut the crap, Anders. I know what you are.
Don't let her hurt us. Please, we just want to go home.
Bullshit. My character is so stupid.
Nothing in his demeanor betrays him.
Oh my god. Incredible.
What sort of devilment is this? Paladins!
Okay. Watch this shit. Oh my goodness. Oh god, I got a whole person. Do it to her. Oh my god, I fucking died! Alright. Oh, that's so not cool. Oh, Will's still hiding. Let's do this. Holy shit. We're strength. Okay, that's good. And turn. Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't revive. Okay. I'm just gonna go over here.
Please, Mistra.
Now this is my happy place.
All right. Are you full? Okay, this is good. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Oh no. Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put Gale over here. We gotta get rid of Anders. Oh my goodness. I'll do full. We gotta get rid of him. Okay, good. And then...
Gods, it's hot in here.
Yeah. Good. That's right. Wait.
Knees high.
I can't throw her weapon. Shit. That's fine.
My time. Today you fall.
Incredible. Okay. And now I am going to just... It's pretty bad, but I'm just gonna... They can't miss it, so...
This is gonna feel good. Say bye-bye.
On the victor's path. Making my move.
Is she gonna cast that mirror, the stupid mirror frame? Where are you going? What? That's fucking annoying. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can put him here. It's over. Hold on, Karlach. I'm kind of busy. That was crazy. Why? I didn't even like... Oh my god, I didn't even attack.
Despite everything.
Well, let's... I wanna loot this guy. 14, honestly, whatever. I'll wear this one, and then...
You're an impressive fighter, Gale. You should consider a new name.
I take it you have some suggestions.
Fuck them.
I'm sorry, I didn't talk to you when you wanted me to.
Zariel. I won't go back. I'm never going back. And if any of Mummy's little friends want to pick up where the others left off, they'll find nothing but a pile of ash. Zariel's gotta stop fucking with me, you know? I'm done with it.
They really patched up everything in that last update.
I'm free!
Is she gonna do it? Yep. Just gonna wait here until she's done with her thing.
I'd love to, thanks.
Oh my god, how did I get in here? Oh my god. Karlach, stop. Stop, 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 stop.
That'll have to do.
Okay, she's not anywhere near us, which is good. Karlach, stop. Karlach, stop. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god. It's gonna leave. I'm so sorry. Where'd Gil go? Oh, did he get in the conversation with her? Oh, here we go. Here. Where that?
No time to rest.
Whew. Had to let off a little steam after facing off with those ignots. Granted, the fire's lasting a little longer than it should. How do I look?
You look fantastic.
Careful, soldier. If I burn any hotter, I might explode. Hear that? Infernal engine for a heart. Lets me burn as hot as the hells. Seems to be running in overdrive since I left Avernus. Won't be seeing my mechanic anytime soon, so I'll just make the most of the extra heat. Just don't get too close till I've found a way to calm it down.
Of course.
Well now, maybe I could make his acquaintance. A Titan screw or two might let me keep a little calmer. Maybe even manage a pat or bump without burning someone to death. It's been a long time. Let's go find your friend before I blow a gasket. Lead on.
We have to loot people. Fucking end this, man. Oh my god, I didn't even get one thing in combat in there. Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh, that does sound so good right now. Some bread. What am I listening to?
Gods! This assault on the nostrils should be labeled a war crime.
Let's see. Do I not have thieves' tools? Yeah. Lockpick impossible? Alright. There's nothing... That worked. Alright. Can I do this? Can I...
Such a headache.
Jesus, that weapon is a bad idea.
Time to dance.
I can disarm it. Don't worry about that. Oh my god, there's traps everywhere. I should save soon. Okay. I'm gonna save because this is pretty crazy. Bro. Okay, hold on, let me... I gotta disarm this. This is driving me crazy.
I'm way too big.
Okay. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay. There's so many treasures here. Gold, arrow of ice. That's pretty good. I can sell all that. That's good. Just profits at this point. Wow. There's a trap here. Oh my god, if any of you guys step on the trap, I'm gonna get so mad. Oh my god, excuse me.
Something's happening, but not enough something.
Okay. Something's... yeah, something for sure is clicking.
This place is more dangerous than I thought.
Don't worry, I have everything covered. I think that's fine. Like disabling three traps. 3 traps. Oh, we definitely need the potion of invisibility so I can poison everybody at the goblin camp. Okay.
What a charmer.
Come on, Karlach. Sit.
Where am I needed? So much for a warm welcome.
Okay. Alright, sit there, please. Sit.
Light, never quiet.
Disarm. Okay, that's pretty good. And then this one. Okay. 193 gold. Is there anything else in here? I can sell that, it's fine. No. I'll disarm this. I don't want to blow anything up. Oh wait, do the gloves I have any advantage? It's good for strength saving throws. And what do my gloves do?
Long road ahead.
Yeah, that's good. What?
All right. What now?
Yeah, okay. Gold, yes. Okay. Fine, I'll save that. Or I'll sell it, sorry. Ooh. Use your channel oath spells, you gain heroism. Oh, man. Which one's better? Sleight of hand saving throws. Well, is going on rage channeling my oath or no? This is mainly for clerics and paladins. Oh man. I'll take it, but I don't know if that'll affect me overall. Like if I can I'm equipping this.
Might be useful.
What else is here? Hmm. Okay.
What to do?
We are rich and we have been bountiful in our success of exploration here. That's good. We got like a decent amount of loot there. And we killed those gnolls too. So let me save now and I'm gonna talk to the guys that were trying to fight those gnolls. So I would like to see how that works out when, you know.
Bodies everywhere. Accident or sabotage?
What's that?
I feel like I'm gonna get encumbered soon. Alright. I think there's another chest down here somewhere. Let's see.
Something answered.
No!
I'm listening.
We got our first die, our first cool die.
Not as bad as it could have.
Combine with my armor set. Oh, that looks awesome.
No, never mind.
Okay, she looks really cool. Yeah, okay. I remember this has a lot of traps as well. What's this? Fire wine, okay. Everybody, let's come over here and we are going to blow that up.
Ready and willing.
Everything is clear.
I feel like after I talk to these guys, I'm gonna call it because I'm really sleepy and really tired. And I work tomorrow, so I want to I want to like just be focused tomorrow and stuff 'cause I have a lot to do. It's not even a lot. I just have to do one big project and like it's gonna be a pain to even start it. Oh my god, okay. I have a plan for this. Oh my gosh, shit. Oh my god. Here. Take it. What? Where's my potions? Come on. Come on. Oh my god. That is crazy. Here. Come on, Will. I wonder what happens if I just try to revive Gale with like a normal scroll. I feel like it's gonna be a bad idea. Oh.
We've saved me.
Alright.
Can't take much more.
What's cooking?
Direct me.
Alright, well you have a potion, right?
Still alive?
Okay.
So
That was pretty bad. If anybody's watching, I'm so sorry that you had to witness me be kind of stupid. Oh god, oh god.
If we don't deal with them gnolls, none of us are getting out of here alive.
I killed them, what?
across the chasm. You might have got in that way, but you're stuck with us now.
Wait, I need to see my save points. This is gonna be a fight. I'm gonna go to camp, rest, and then do this fight. Well, even then, I don't even know if this fight's pretty bad. But I thought we got rid of all the gnolls in that other area because we fought all them. Revive Gale, hold on. Oh, hi, Scratch.
You spot a name on the dog's collar. Scratch.
Yes, I would like to end the day. Yep, cutscene. Oh my god, this cutscene is so stupidly long and stupid. I hate this cutscene. Despite how much I like Will and stuff, this cutscene's super annoying.
Will, and you know
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna skip this part because it's...
Damn it. Anyone but her. Now, call me Mizzou. And his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards. How precious. The little... Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal... Karlak meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart. The point...
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storm.
I feel so bad for that I'm skipping this, but it's like, I just gotta get it going. I need to save the game.
Get used to the new now. Karlak, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine.
Bye, Miss Aura. Okay, let's talk to Karlak. No! I didn't mean to pick up that.
I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling. Will hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that. Gobsmacked, really. But grateful. Really grateful. I could learn a thing or two from a man like that. Hopefully we won't turn into mind flayers first.
Okay, I'm gonna change my camp clothes. And then I'm gonna give Lacelle my camp clothes. Homely clothes. Who's this? Oh, Will. Oops. That's way better. And then Lacelle here. I'm gonna give you some. I'm so sorry. Okay, whatever. We'll fix you later. Then we're gonna talk to Will, go to bed, and I'm gonna end the stream.
Gods damn her, straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I'd be hunting not Zariel's victims,
oh,
innocent tieflings. I bear the image of one at least, but my heart is the same. It's Mizora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds. But I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
oh, that was pretty fast. Okay. All right.
you
yeah, I
can't
forgot I
chase
was
the thoughts of
Dirge.
that poor girl you killed
I'm gonna
from
get
your
that
head.
cape.
You wonder what she looked like
I
as she
think.
died.
Whatever. I think there's a cutscene where I get the
Squirming,
cape, which is really good.
skewered in abject agony.
She's so strong. Oh my god.
Your body barely complies.
Jesus.
You feel
The back
such
muscles are
wishes from
really
the
good.
sense of the dead woman.
It's my goal,
Why
hopefully.
did she die? The mystery gnaws at your pounding heart.
Milady? Jubilant day! I have found your vile self at last! Sceleritas fell. Your loyal and ever adoring butler. I followed you, my dear rotted master. We have been parted so tragically long. Oh, one hell of a butler. The most unprincipled servant you could hope for. You have always struggled to conduct yourself properly without me. I found you following the stench of that bard. She reeked across the coast like a piece of dog muck on the road.
Oh god, what a fat perfume. Get out of here.
Yes, Milady has always had some spontaneous little outbursts of joy. Anyways, I come once again bearing a part of your dreadful inheritance.
This cape is so good. Like the whole reason we're playing Dirge on the stream is because the perk this cape gives you. It's crazy. It's so good. Especially as a barbarian.
Violence the other night. I'm sure Master will be better soon. A fellow of your fine breeding is never down for long. I cannot wait until your next act of shameless barbarity. Oh, it was wonderfully disgusting, wasn't it? Be true to yourself, my lady.
Ugh. Whatever. We are gonna wear that right now. Give me the cape. This cape is incredible. Oh my god. If you don't know, this cape turns you invisible whenever you get a kill. So if you are a barbarian or you're someone that like are guaranteed to get hits, you're probably going to be invisible most of the time. Did I save? We're gonna save again just to be safe. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Well, this was fun. Let me go down here. Yeah, this was fun. I was like gonna stream a little bit more, but I'm super like tired and sleepy, and I want to actually like decompress and like relax and watch TV and like just do chill stuff before bed. But yeah, I hope you guys liked my stream today. It was super short. Well, compared to the other ones I've been doing 3-4 hour streams, which I'm very surprised that I've been doing that. But yeah, no, yeah, thank you so much guys for watching and like lurking and just being part of the whole thing. I'm probably gonna be on next weekend. What day? I don't know. I keep saying Sundays and Saturdays and Fridays and whatever, but whatever day I'm on, I will be on, and I will, and you guys can show up and be here and chill and just have a great time playing 2 hours of Soma, and then chilling for the rest of the night. But yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great work week. So yeah, bye bye.